very good afternoon, a warm welcome to Dens Park in Dundee for the opening fixture of Scottish Premiership season 25-26. Dundee against Hibs.
Joe can just stay 5 yards high, exactly there where Jack passed the ball. It's a great pass.
Jordan a beat up, send the left foot, Dundee getting clear, it plans for Kieran Bowie and he scores!
Brilliant, Kieran, what a finish, mate.
It was.
Come forward again. There you go, Josh, good. It's a great ball in
over
Jordan.
The top. Jordan the beater's there, can he finish? He can't, it's going to fall for Kieran Bowie and he has a second!
Brilliant. There you go, there's the booze we're talking about.
Yep. Well, once again, Kieran Bowie in the right spot.
What a pass from Jack.
Drive it home.
What a pass from Jack. Great run.
Yeah.
Following on from an opening day win on the road at Dens Park last weekend, and of course that superb win away in European midweek, Premiership football returns to Easter Road for the 25-26 campaign, with David Gray side hoping to make it 3 wins on the bounce as Kilmarnock visit Easter Road. Yes, hello, welcome to the Team Talk here live from Easter Road. Kilmarnock are the visitors later this afternoon, and to preview this one I'm delighted to be joined by former Hibs captain Ian Murray. Ian, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah, good to have you here. Ian, first of all, we just kind of saw that the highlights there from the Dundee game. How important was it to get off to a winning start in a league campaign?
Yeah, very important. You know, an away game, your opening fixtures, not normally what you want, but to go up there and get the 3 points is a brilliant start to the season. They'll be looking to follow that up again today at home.
Mm-hmm. The game's kind of come thick and fast, playing Thursday, Sunday. Will they kind of relish that challenge, or from going back to your kind of playing days, did you enjoy that, or can it be quite taxing and tiring?
Yeah, I think they should be enjoying it. The run of form that they're on, and they seem to be very hungry at the moment. I think when you're a player after pre-season, you're just glad to get the ball out, competitive games. And Hibs have had really, really hard games to start the season, obviously the European, turn around the travel. But you're a player, you're hungry, you want to impress people. These are the games and competitions you want to be involved in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And there is a real kind of great buzz around the place at the moment. Not just with the results, but the club obviously celebrated our 150th anniversary in midweek. Just a couple of words on that, because 150 years, it is a truly kind of amazing milestone, and you obviously played your part in the history of this club as well.
Yeah, a fantastic week for the club. You know, for to be here and seeing all the changes around the place is absolutely fantastic. Again, need to follow up today. Huge crowd coming in, so let's hope for a good one.
Yeah, just in terms of your playing days, how does it feel coming back to Easter Road? I know you've been back in a few different guises in the past, but is it always kind of fond memories?
Oh, always, yeah. I think you get a sense of home when you come here. As I say, the arena's changed so much, but fantastic. Love coming back. Looking forward to the game. It's a place I've grown up with, so long may it continue.
What are some of the main changes that you've seen then?
You just have to look there behind the goals. The terrace over there, the safe standing, new stands, fantastic. Playing surface is immaculate. Every single game. It's looking good. I was saying that to my son earlier. Look how good the stadium is now, and look what the players are getting to play in. Fans are flocking back in the numbers, which is fantastic. So yeah, it's a good place to be at the moment.
Yeah, and obviously we touched on it earlier. Got off to the league campaign with 3 points. Finished last season so strongly as well, and managed to qualify for Europe. That will be very much the targets again for David Gray this year.
Yeah, I think so. I think privately they'll have ambitions to be better than last season. I think on the evidence that I've seen so far that they are better than last season. I think the league's going to be better. I didn't think the league was particularly strong last year, but I think teams have improved. You look at Dundee United in Europe as well, Aberdeen winning the Scottish Cup. Hearts will come back stronger than they were last season, so it's going to be a good test, but I think it's a test that Hibs can handle. I think Hibs have got a really, really good chance, finishing in the higher places.
You mentioned kind of pre-season as well, but added a few new faces and got a lot of returning people, so Rocky and Junior obviously signed new deals as well. What have you made of the business from Hibs this summer?
Yeah, I think it's been a brilliant window. As I say, it's been a fantastic time for the club at the moment, you know, in many ways, and that's one of the recruitment seems to be spot on. Really impressed by some of the new players. Kieran Bowie's like a new signing, getting him fit, up and running, 2 goals last week. Mulligan's come in from Dundee as well, very good player, very impressed with him. I think he could be one that might struggle to hold on to long term. But yeah, they've done great. Defence looks fairly stable. It was always a worry for me last season. I felt it was a wee bit ropey at times, but this season they look really good. Boys look fit, they look ready to go.
Yeah, I think I remember David Gray almost touched upon it in some of the interviews that he's done about Kieran Bowie. He's not had a full pre-season. This is the first time that we are seeing a Kieran Bowie after a full pre-season, and he's going to be massive for us this season.
Takes time, and I think his physical attributes, he is a player that needs to be fit. You know, he was looking tired, I thought, in the early couple of games, but seems to have found his fitness. Very good number 9. And great bit of business last season getting him. We're not on a permanent deal, fantastic. Hibs managed to do that because I felt there was going to be a lot of clubs in for him.
Yeah. A couple of new signings, even just last week. It was an unbelievably busy week, this one. Grant Hanley being one of them. Yep. He's going to add real kind of experience and knowledge to that back line.
Yeah, another brilliant signing. I think, again, it shows the ambition of the board, the club, and the manager. Adding quality players to your squad is always what you want. You know, internationalists played in the Premier League, lots of experience, so another fantastic signing.
Yeah, definitely. And how do you think he'll fit into the team? Because obviously we're playing with that back three. He's a versatile defender. He's obviously played there with Scotland as well. He could play right centre back, left centre back, or the kind of main one in the middle.
He's here to play. You know, that's a certainty. So he's going to have to fit in somewhere. I don't think the system will change for him. I don't think that's the way the manager will go about it. But he's certainly going to put pressure on those defenders that are there at the moment, looking over their shoulder. Again, exactly what you want when you're a manager. You want a strong squad, a good team, but with guys ready to step in at any point. Yeah,
definitely. Well. Obviously a few new signings in the week. The club turned 150 as well, and we also had the small matter of playing European football on Thursday night. Here's a reminder of how the action played out in Serbia.
Bida has to deal with that, and then Hoyt's ball forward. Way out of his area comes Milosevic, and a chance maybe for the chip. Oh, it's so close. What an effort that was. That was nearly something incredibly special from Boyle. Ooh, and that should have been on target for Partizan. Crowd getting impatient. Kick taken. It's a very good effort indeed. Has to be turned behind by Milosevic. Partizan coming forward. This is Trifanovic. Overlapping run from Rittoo, but he goes infield and shoots. And it's just about parried behind for a corner by Smith. That's fallen nicely. That could be a booking against Djurdjevic, and indeed it is. Morganovic to Sek. Crossed in, it's left to run. Bushiri got the block. The second intervention was also effective. Partizan will feel they should have scored again there. As Vukatic looking for the cross, Bushiri heads it down. Bowie and Boyle, not great communication, but Bowie, he goes down and he's going to win a free kick and a yellow card. And is that the second yellow? No, it's not, beg your pardon. Or is it? It is, it's Djurdjevic. His second booking, and Partizan down to 10 men. Back post, and there it is! It's Boyle for Hibs. It's 1-0 for the visitors. Couple of nudges in the back. Watch it again. The header, I think, from Dragojevic of Partizan right there. And Boyle lurking at the back post. He did so well to keep that shot down. Djurdjevic sent off. He's 21 years of age, makes him a relative veteran. Has space here for the header and unable to control it. What a chance that was for Jamie McGrath. The year before, they were knocked out by Nordsjælland of Denmark. Qualifying is that chance. Oh, great save. Swung in by Obita, and the strength from Bowie to fend off the challenge and hit the target. That might change his decision-making process. Well, pings around, it doesn't really settle, and Milic did well to hook that away. Obita swiftly back in, but that's far too close to Milosevic, the goalkeeper. Coming together with Ugresic. There's a VAR check. Ooh, and a chance. Chris Kavanagh, the English VAR referee, has asked Philip Farrugia to go to the monitor to see if a penalty should be awarded to Hibs. I agree with the recommendation. There was the tangle. Bowie is the player who went down. And a penalty is going to be awarded, it would appear, to Hibernian. Who saw that coming? But this is still a notable result for Hibernian FC, traveling to a very difficult environment against a very tough team to play, and the 2 goals from Martin Boyle seeing Hibs halfway home.
Well, you know, a massive night in Belgrade, a 2-0 lead to take back to Easter Road. What did you make of it?
Yeah, fantastic win. Followed up, the Dundee game, 2-goal lead, come back here. Tie's not over, we know that. The old saying about Hibs heavy favourites again. Brilliant win.
Yeah, what did you kind of make of the 90 minutes? Because it's a very intimidating place to go. That there's 30,000 odd fans there, and they were proper on top of you. But we did well to manage the occasion, and it was a proper kind of European away performance.
Yeah, you can take nothing away from Hibs at the moment on that type of performance. Solid at the back. I know they had a few chances, but Martin Boyle getting his goals, leading the line with Kieran Bowie, starting, as I said, hitting form. It's all good at the moment. There's not too many negatives flying around. Got to follow up again though next Thursday. It'll be very difficult. But as I said, Hibs are heavy favourites, and I expect them to go through.
The match was an interesting one in terms of how it panned out, but the red card did change the game, but it was almost like 30 seconds of Rocky makes that block on the line, ball gets cleared, Kieran Bowie straight after it, and it totally changed the game. Yeah,
the games could change so quickly, all if buts and maybes. I think they'll be disappointed with the goals that they conceded, certainly be disappointed with the red card. They're a young side, a young group in Belgrade. They're learning lessons. Hibs put them to the sword. You can only take advantage of what's put in front of you. I think it was a penalty kick as well. Obviously VAR gets a lot of stick, but it's worked in Hibs' favour this time. But they'll have to be on their guard coming here though. Hibs can't come here on Thursday and expect just to walk out and they're going to let them play. We could be facing a completely different animal come Thursday evening, but the players will know that. They'll be well prepped. They've played them already. So as I say, I expect Hibs to go through, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as a lot of people think it is.
Yeah. How much will this kind of help and benefit the team? Because this is the first kind of taste of European football for a few of the players, but they seem to be relishing it and setting up to the challenge.
Yeah, again, it's all about learning. You'll find out a lot about your team in these sort of situations. I think Hibs have shown, and they have, that they can bounce back very, very quickly. Disappointed here against Midtjylland. I thought Hibs were a bit unfortunate in the game. But they've shown real character to go away from home, and it's a fantastic win. It's a famous win, really. We can say whatever we want about the oppositions and competitions, but you have to go and beat who's in front of you. Hibs have done that. They've put themselves in a really, really fantastic situation going into the second leg. But as I said, we've seen it a million times in football. We've seen some crazy scorelines and crazy things happen. Hibs have to back it up, and I'm sure they will. Yeah,
you've played in your fair share of European games here and special nights here at Easter Road. How special are these matches for the fans, but for players and everyone involved?
They're big moments in your career. We've seen that on Thursday evening when Martin scored his goals. He'll never forget that. The milestones in your career, experience. You can only get them by doing well in your domestic league, which shows again the improvement in Hibs. from the second half of last season. So the players, as I said, should be hungry. They look hungry to me. They look professional. They look fit. They look strong. We've got some good quality now. The squad's getting stronger every signing, in my opinion. So, as I say, it's all systems go. There will be bumps in the road. We all know that. There's going to be games where it doesn't quite click, or injuries to players, or players will lose form, and that's part and parcel of being a footballer. How you deal with that, how the club deals with it, and the supporters bizarrely have to deal with that as well. We know we all want to win every game. We all want to play fantastic football. It's not the case.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned Martin Ball there. He obviously joined the Hibs 100 club in midweek, and I got the chance to catch up with him after the game.
You know, really delighted. It probably won't sink until I fly home. Enjoy it with the family, but yeah, it's exactly what I wanted to achieve at the end of last season. Didn't really manage it, but thankfully I've got it out of the way, and you know, I can stop worrying about it and, you know, aim for more goals.
Did it make it extra special, the fact that it was here on a big European night, or would you have taken it anywhere?
Yeah, I would have took it anyway. I would have took it on Sunday, but like he didn't have that moment. It's nice, like it's a European competition. It's obviously nice, but like you say, as long as I'm contributing and the team's winning, then it's not about me. It's a team game. Like I say, it's obviously nice to be recognised for that, and long may it continue. That's why I'm here. That's why they put trust in me to score goals and assists, and my work rate. So yeah, like I say, it was a really special moment for me. Nearly got hit by a bottle of vodka, but it was all right. But like you say, it's nice memories.
Yeah, and then in the second goal, you're straight over to the Hibs fans. That was a special moment, and another end. Them singing your name must have been a proud moment too.
Yeah, like you say, I didn't want to get carried away because we still have to play them again. But like you say, memories that will live with me. It's a nice feeling. You get that goosebumps, and the players are buzzing. Obviously, the staff are buzzing for me. But like I say, it's not about me tonight. It's about everyone that travelled. Everyone's pulling their weight. Everyone's working extremely hard, and like I say, we want to be, you know, playing Europa League conference football after these games. So, like you say, it's not just down to me. It's a credit to everyone, and we're all pulling our weight.
Yes, it was a historic night for Hibs in Belgrade, and a historic night for Martin Boyle as well. He joined the Hibs 100 club. Ian, what a player Boyle has been for Hibs over the last 9-10 years.
Yeah, he's been exceptional. I think anybody getting 100 goals deserves special recognition. Fans love him. He's a real live wire in the team. He's scored important goals as well for Hibs, none more so than Thursday evening. He makes great runs. He's always a nuisance to the defenders of the opposition. So yeah, it's been a fantastic signing. I think when he came in, people didn't really know what they were getting. I mean, I've watched Martin for a long time now. I tried to sign him once actually, but before he came here on loan, but couldn't quite get over the line. He scored loads of goals, and you know, these are hard players to find. Obviously had his wee stint away and then came back, but again, you know, I think a mark of the club as well that he wanted to come back, and he's certainly not let up. He looks like he's as hungry as ever, and he wants to play for as long as he can. Pace is a huge part of Martin's game, so that's going to be the bit that's going to be a struggle for him towards the end, but I think there's a lot of miles left in him yet.
Yeah. You joined the Hibs 100 club. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Could you tell me another player that scored 100 goals?
I'm going to guess Derek Rardon.
Yes,
so there you go.
I know.
I was actually thinking it the other night, and I was going to Google it, but I didn't bother. But again, yeah, there's not many that do it. You know, there's really not, especially this day and age. So, what an achievement! He should be very proud of himself. The club will be proud of him. His family will be proud of him. And sometimes you've got to give yourself a pat on the back, and he deserves it.
Yeah, and he is following the footsteps of legend. The famous five: Joe Baker, Arthur Duncan, Jimmy O'Rourke, all scored. Reached that 100 milestone. And it's a massive moment for, especially in this kind of day and age of modern football, when players kind of move around. To score 100 goals is huge.
Yeah, it's huge. It is. Every goal counts, you know, and obviously some of those goals will be more important than others, but they're all important to Martin. It's something you can never take away from anyone. To join that list of names, again, another moment for him to be very, very proud of, because there's some fantastic players in that list that you mentioned. We'll see how far he can go now, because I'm sure his next goal will be to overtake people.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will, because as I say, I still think there's miles left in him. He's going to play. He's leading the team now. So it's, again, all things very, very bright for Martin on a personal level, but everything that happens for him that's good is going to help the team.
Yeah, and hopefully he can add to that tally when we take on Kilmarnock later this afternoon. Right, we're going to hear the pre-match shots on the manager in a bit, but we're going to take a short ad break first.
shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Hello and welcome back to our coverage live here from Easter Road as Kilmarnock take on the Hibees later this afternoon. Right, it's time to get the pre-match thoughts from David Gray. He's been talking to Adam Tomlinson.
Dave was speaking after our win over Partizan, a really good result and a special European night.
It certainly was. It was everything we thought it would be. You know, a real hostile environment, and to come away from home in Europe to this atmosphere and win 2-0 is an incredible result. But it's also just half time in the tie. Quick to remind the players that. But all in all, take a lot of confidence from tonight, and a lot of improvement to be done as well when you look at the second half display. But I think when you see the quality they've got, especially second half when they threw everything at us, it shows this tie is very much still alive. We know that, but it's all about resting, recovering, and moving on as quick as we can. Looking forward now to a league game against Killie in 3 days' time.
Yeah, the game turned really quickly for us. Obviously, Rocky Bashiri made an incredible block. They went down to 10 men seconds after, and then Martin Boyle helped us capitalise on that.
Exactly that. Big moments in the game. Rocky's block, as you've touched on, was a huge moment because you could have found yourself quite easily 1-0 down at that minute, and then to go straight to the pitch and then get down to 10 men for a second yellow card was obviously a huge moment in the game. I think the pleasing thing from us was to get the goal straight after that. You can maybe sometimes play against 10 men and they sit in, but we got the goal at a really good time, and in credit to Partizan because they really came at us second half, and we need to, we'll certainly have to improve in our second half performance because of the mindset of sometimes 10 men can be difficult because we then maybe went a wee bit safe and started to protect a little bit, rather than going and maybe trying to put the tie to bed. But I think 2-0 up away from home into this atmosphere where going back to Easter Road to a full house, I think it's, all in all, it's a fantastic night's work.
Yeah, you mentioned Sunday, obviously Kilmarnock up next, and again a quick turnaround for you.
It is. It's everything we talked about. Even when you look at the Dundee game, the challenge that came with that, the quick turnaround, players need to rest, recover as quickly as you can. It certainly helps with a positive result and performance tonight. Your legs definitely don't feel as bad, and then it's all about the mentality. The players are fit, they're strong, they're ready for it. We've got a good squad, and we'll just have to see who and make sure everyone comes through the game. Obviously it's very early, so we'll need to make sure everybody gets rested and recovered, and go into the game, which will be a tough test at home, but one the players can all look forward to now.
Yeah, obviously flight back tonight. I suppose as soon as you get on the plane you'll be looking at this game, but also, like you say, switching over to Kilmarnock.
Yeah, there's no time to review this one straight away. That'll take care of itself after Sunday. My attention will quickly change towards Kilmarnock because of the challenge that they'll face, which are always very tough games, but as I've just said there, it's a really good game to look forward to. First league home game of the season, and our league form's been really good at home, and we want to continue that.
That was David Gray speaking after our 2-0 win over Partizan. Level-headed as always. David, how impressed have you been with David since he's come in and his first year in management as well?
Yeah, very impressed. Stepped up to the plate remarkably well. Kept his coolness about him and calmness about him when things were tough, which was a good thing to do. Club kept their cool as well, which was really pleasing to see and hear. But he's come back stronger from it as well. A wee bump in the road, like I said, at the start of his managerial career, but he's overcame that. There'll be more. He knows that. We all know that. But he's dealing with it very, very well. It's a very stressful position that he's in. A lot of expectation on him as well now, but he's handling it really, really well, very maturely. So can't give him enough credit, to be honest. I think he's done remarkably well. He's picking good players to sign. He's picking good teams to start the game. He's making good substitutions, and he's winning football games, and that's what it's all about. So full credit to the guy.
He often kind of mentions in his interviews, you never get too high when you're doing well and never get too low. How important is that to stay level-headed as a manager?
Yeah, I think it is. He's right, because you don't get that long to celebrate a good win. You're on to the next game straight away. The lows are lower, are certainly harder than you get from the highs. They don't last as long when you're winning games. You're always wanting more. When you lose a game, you've not played well, your brain's ticking, you're trying to think of ways to solve problems. But he's doing it. He's doing really, really well. He's getting the team playing in a really good manner. They all seem very coherent with one another. When there is a setback, they're coming back stronger from it, I think, so they're learning all the time. His support staff deserve a lot of credit as well for helping the manager. It's not always about a one-man band, albeit he will carry the can when things aren't going well, which is a wee bit unfair. But like I said, I can't give the guy enough credit. I think he's done remarkably well.
How do you think you'll approach this one? Kilmarnock in town. It's going to be a tough game, particularly after playing Thursday night, but do you expect to rotate the team, or how will you approach it?
I don't know, to be honest. I think it's a game that they'll be desperate to win. I think the pleasing thing for David is that whoever he picks is a strong team, strong lineup regardless. It's going to be a tough test. I think Hibs will win the game though. I think they'll win it, and I think the big backing and the support is going to be a big factor in that as well. It might take until the last or later stages of the game, so we have to be patient sometimes. But they've been starting games really well. None more so again than on Thursday night and on Sunday up at Dens Park. So I expect the same Hibs to turn up today. I'm very confident that the 3 points will be Hibs today.
What about the visitors then? Kilmarnock, they drew their first game, let a 2-goal lead slip in the closing stages against Livingston. What do you expect from them this afternoon?
Yeah, well, they're going to be competitive. We know that. A lot of change at Kilmarnock over the summer, losing their manager to our rivals, and then bringing in Stuart Kettlewell, another young manager who is pretty calm and focused himself. He's always very well prepared, Stuart. That's one thing. So he'll know Hibs inside out. They'll be looking to take advantage of any heavy legs and any slackness from Hibs. So yeah, I expect a really competitive game. But like I said, I do the way Hibs are playing and the momentum Hibs have got and the confidence that they've got, I think it's a home win.
I know we're only a game in or a couple of games into the season, but what would you make of the standard of the league this year? Because obviously Livingston and Falkirk both coming up. Levy started incredibly well as well, and it seems to be, you mentioned, touched a bit about earlier in the show, it's going to be a really competitive league. Yeah,
I do think it's better than last season. I wasn't overly impressed with it last season, but again, that's not taking any away from Hibs, because you can only beat what's there. So that's not my point. My point is I think the standard's going up. I think that's been shown with the European results of late from all the clubs involved. I think teams are spending a bit more money now, be that on salaries or transfer fees, which is going to make the league better. We want a competitive league. We want competitive Hibs. We want competitive Hearts, Dundee Uniteds, Aberdeens, because it makes it more exciting. No easy games in this league, that's for sure. We've got to give credit as well to the two teams that came up from the Championship, Falkirk and Livingston, because they will be competitive. We've seen Livingston already. So yeah, really good league, really exciting time for Scottish football as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm afraid that is nearly all we've got time for, but I'm going to press you for a score prediction. You said a home win. What would you go for?
I'm going to go 3-1 Hibs.
3-1 Hibs. Yeah. Okay, Ian's saying 3-1 Hibs. Make sure you let us know your score predictions on Twitter. I'm afraid that is all we've got time for this afternoon. Kilmarnock are in town and action kicks off at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now time to pass you over to our commentary team of Cliff Pike and Stuart Level. Thank you very much for watching.